Most sellers freeze the first time they try to build an international shipment from China to Amazon in the United States. One wrong click, you're paying thousands of dollars more than you should, or your shipment doesn't clear customs properly, or you choose the wrong thing. Now, if you missed my Getting Started with Amazon Global Logistics video, you may want to go back and watch that first video. I'm giving you the basics. But in this video, I'm going to take it even further, and I'm going to show you exactly how I am building a real AGL shipment, some pickleballs from China, step by step. So this is the exact stage, honestly, where most sellers get really nervous if this is their first time, or honestly, their 10th or 12th time. You've got your product, you've figured out what you want to sell, it's sitting in China, and it's in the factory, and now it's time to get it off of their dock and get it onto a boat or into a plane and across the ocean into Amazon FBA or into Amazon AWD. And it's time for you to set up this shipment. It's pretty intimidating. That's why I'm gonna show you in this video my actual screen. I'm gonna walk you through with real numbers, a real example, no theory. Well, it's kind of theory because even though it is a real product, I'm not actually really importing pickleballs from China. I'm just using this as so I'll go almost all the way through, but I won't actually book the shipment at the very end. But still, it's a very real world situation. No theory. You're gonna actually really be able to see on my screen a tutorial of how to go step by step and make sure that you do that. And that's why I'm showing it, because I don't want you to feel unsure. You're not alone. A lot of people get stuck here. And again, if you are kind of lost, you might want to go back and watch the Getting Started with Amazon Global Logistics AGL video I did actually just prior to making this video. It will be a foundation. It'll help you with the basics. There's some things that have to happen before you can even get to this step to be able to be approved to use Amazon Global Logistics. All right, let's get right into the screen share tutorial flow, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so I'm in the Send to Amazon workflow here. And as you can see, I have selected these pickleballs that I chose off of Amazon. I grabbed an ASIN and I built these out. And first thing I did, is added packing details. So by default, it asks you if you want to send individual units. And I was like, no, we're going to send cases. So I kind of made this up. I made up a case pack saying that there's 100 in a box, and I came up with some dimensions and said it weighed 40 pounds. I'm guesstimating on all this. It's not a real case pack. Amazon's actually warning me that the volume doesn't quite match. In other words, Amazon's saying based on this particular product and the weight and the dimensions of that product, if there really were 100 of them in a case pack, then they feel like that the box should be bigger or the weight should be different. If you run into that problem and you're very confident and sure of your case pack, then just hit confirm and continue. Now, the most important part here is that I've started to send to Amazon, and when I did that, I have selected here a ship from location that is actually in China. I grabbed a random factory in China and I put it in here. This one is in Guangdong province in China. And so because of that, it gives me the option here to check the box. I want to ship with Amazon Global Logistics. Now, when you enter your Chinese factory here, if you do not have that option, or if you have the option but you don't have the profile, you may not have set up your AGL account yet. And that doesn't happen overnight. Again, that's what I addressed in the Getting Started with AGL video that I keep mentioning. So if you're at this stage in the video and you don't have this option, you may want to go back and take care of that. My Amazon Global Logistics profile is set up. Finally, it took a long time and a lot of errors getting it set up. I discussed that in the earlier video that I keep mentioning, but everything's set up now. So what we're gonna say, all right, we've got 100 pickleball packs in a case, or no, we have, 100 of them in a case. And so I'm gonna make up, and just say I'm sending 1,000 of them. So I'm gonna send 100, no, not 100 cases. I'm going to send 50 cases. Let's send 5,000 of them, okay? 5,000. That's a lot of pickleballs, all right? And I'm going to say, again, remember, right here, this is important. We have a Chinese-based ship from location. That should be your factory in China. we are going to the Amazon, and I'm choosing in this case to go into an FBA warehouse. And I've checked global logistics, so I hit ready to send. And things start spinning here, and it won't let me do it because my current FBA capacity limits for September are maxed out. So let me pause the video here, and I'm gonna come back here, and I'm going to try to tweak that so I can complete the video. Hang on one second. Okay, so we're back here now, and I just kind of hit the modify or remove, and instead of sending that many, let's just say we're gonna send 10 boxes, 1,000 units. Now it's gonna let me do that. Typically, if you're sending over the ocean, you're sending more than 10 boxes, but this is just an example tutorial walkthrough. So confirm and continue. Now, what it's going to do now is the same thing it would do any other time that you're setting up a shipment going into Amazon. It is trying to find the warehouse that it wants you to ship, and it wants to give you your options. So I have first 2 options. I can either go to a fulfillment center, an FBA fulfillment center, or I can go to Amazon warehousing and distribution. 2 different options. This one's gonna have higher fees as far as storage, but when I go here, it's immediately available for customers to be able to buy, whereas Amazon warehousing and distribution, also called AWD, is the bulk inventory reserve warehouse. If you're not sure what that is, I would tell you to really check out the AWD, Amazon Warehousing and Distribution playlist here on my Ecom Catalyst YouTube channel. AWD is one of the most sought after topics on this entire channel, and I got lots and lots and lots of videos about AWD. But for this example, we're gonna send into Amazon fulfillment centers, to FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, and you can see here that I have a few options of shipping modes. Number 1, Amazon Global Logistics. That's checked off because that's what I chose at the beginning. Now, there are other options, including Send, which is Amazon's partner carrier. Send is like an Amazon marketplace of partner carriers overseas. That's where you can get some third-party quotes on other carriers doing your ocean or even air shipping. Or if you don't want Amazon in your business and you want to use your own freight forward or your own carrier, you can come over here and use your own carrier. But if you started out the shipment plan in step 1 by having the box checked to use Amazon Global Logistics, either of these 2 options are going to warn you that if you switch to that and you want to go back to AGL, you have to go back to step 1. So if you remember in step 1 here, I have this box checked. I want to ship with Amazon Global Logistics, okay? So that's very important. That box is checked there. And then step 2 here, we already done that. And now it's spinning, spinning, spinning. I unchecked it. So when I unchecked it, now I can choose Send or one of these others. So I didn't actually mean to do that. So I'm gonna come back up here and I'm gonna click Global Logistics again and hit confirm. Okay, so we're back where we started. We have our factory in China that we're shipping from. We're shipping it to an Amazon fulfillment center, and we're choosing Amazon Global Logistics. Again, what that means here is that we're choosing to let Amazon be in charge of the entire thing, from picking it up at the warehouse, the factory in China, to getting it on a boat or a plane, to sending it over the ocean into an Amazon FBA warehouse, and they're going to take care of everything. The cost for everything, including all the customs paperwork, the import documents, the export documents. As I said in the getting started video that I keep mentioning, you'll take care of a power of attorney there. You'll have an importer of record document there. All that has to be in place before you can get into this, okay? So we're gonna use Amazon Global Logistics, and it's gonna ship to the United States. And let's just go down further now. Since we only have 10 boxes, we're going to have to pay inbound placement fees. We're not able to use AMP, Amazon Managed Placement. That's a different service for when you have a lot more product that you can choose at some point. Sometimes that's cheaper than paying inbound placement fees. But because we don't have enough boxes to use 5 inbound shipments, we have that. We could do that. Actually, Amazon AGL is allowing this now. But for now, I'm going to skip that, and we're just going to try to keep it simple and put everything on one boat. And I'm in Georgia. It costs $490 in inbound placement fees. That is a charge per unit that you have to pay as a penalty because you shipped it to one location instead of distributing it across the warehouse, across the country. If you've watched the videos on this channel at this point, there's some assumptions, if you're watching this, that you understand that already. In this case, we're not sending 5 optimized shipment splits, like 5 different shipments from China to 5 different warehouses. If we did that and we kind of covered Amazon's network for them, we don't have to pay those inbound placement fees. But because we're going to only send it to one location, which is going to actually be cheaper for us, because we don't have to pay 5 different ocean shipping type charges, only one. Because of that, we have to pay a per unit inbound placement fee, which kind of covers the cost of once it lands in that one place, Amazon distributing it across the country. All right, so back over here, it's always tends to be cheaper if you will go to the East Coast than the West Coast. It just seems to be that way. There's more congestion on the West Coast. East Coast does take a little longer. But once I choose my inbound region, now I have the option of choosing a full container or LTC less than container. Well, let's just say less than container and see what happens. I forgot we were up here in Guangdong. And in a case like this, I don't see Guangdong. So remember at the beginning, I was like, you kind of need to know what coverage is available. And if none of these origin cities are close to that Guangdong province, if they're not close, then let's see, Yantian, I can't pronounce the Chinese words. But anyway, so if they're not close, you may not have this option. You may have to use your own carrier. But let's just pretend, for the sake of this video, that Shenzhen is our origin city and that it's going to be ready on the 25th. Incoterms, I can have an entire video dedicated to Incoterms. And what that means, we will choose just for this one, deliver duty paid, which means we're going to be responsible for paying all the duties and everything. Value added service, I want Amazon to go to my factory and pick it up for me. These don't need to be palletized. They can just floor load it in the container. And now I'm going to click update shipping cost. When I do that, it tells me that it's going to cost me $302.55, as you can see. And there's a box here for me to auto-generate customs documents. It's going to ask me product compliance questions and things like that in the next step. And then it really breaks down your cost. So you can really get a good idea and look here at what we're seeing. We have the transportation to the destination fulfillment center is $176. There's some fees for customs clearance and things like that. Container loading, they're just doing that for us. They're not charging us extra. $25 for cargo handling. There is an additional fee for them to go pick it up. They don't disclose what that is right away. And none of this includes duties and taxes. All right, tariffs, duties, all that is going to be additional, and you want to get a quote on what that will be, and the AGL custom reps will help you with that. So basically, if you come in here and you look at some of these things like pickup, it says additional. The pickup fee is not included in the total estimated cost. Actual fees will be confirmed based on your pickup location and will be reflected on your invoice at the time of billing. Same thing with the duties and taxes. So if I were comfortable with this, the next step for me would be get into who is importer security filing people, where you choose the shipper, the importer of record, all that kind of thing. And then you give instructions about what the product is and so forth. And you go all the way through to the shipping queue where you will be able to do that. So in this case, I'm going to be paying $270 in inbound placement fees to the East Coast. Plus I would be paying, on average, around, I forget, where did they show us our $302 for less than container load. Really not that bad when you think about all the different fees that you could be paying for something like that. Now, this is really the moment sellers get stuck. They realize they don't actually understand what's going on in the freight costs. Breakdowns like this help. If a tutorial like this helps, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel so you can keep up with all of these changes. The last things that we're gonna have to do here is we get into our customs and our documentation. We talk about, the EIN, the importer of record, the power of attorney, all of that kind of stuff has to be set up ahead of time. And then it's pretty easy once you get it done the first time. Then you just do the final booking. You book it, you choose it, and then you track it and you can see where it goes. That's one of the beautiful things of actually using Amazon Global Logistics is you can see when it gets picked up, you can see when it's on the ship, you can see where it is in the ocean. I remember my first time when I found out the name of the vessel, and I went to vesselfinder.com and I entered it in and I could see the little ship icons, GPS, where it was in the ocean. I watched it go all the way through the canals and around the coast, and it was really exciting the very, very first time I did it. But I'll also tell you, it was super, super intimidating. Now, building a shipment like this is one very small piece of the overall logistics puzzle. Honestly, like I said, the whole process is a bit intimidating, even to experienced sellers. You're not just booking a shipment, but you're figuring out, is Amazon Global Logistics the right choice for this particular shipment? Or should I use my own freight forwarder? Or would it be cheaper, instead of doing ocean, less than container load or full container load, to just use Send, that other option that we had, where I can go to the Amazon's marketplace and choose some air carriers? Or just reach out to my factory and go, please give me a quote, DDP, deliver duty paid, all the way to Amazon using your favorite air express carrier, FedEx, DHL, UPS, etc. You have to weigh all of those options. It's not always the same one every time that you do it. Figuring that out is a very complicated process. Beyond that, you got to manage inventory levels, because the cardinal sin of Amazon is running out of stock. You cannot run out of stock. Knowing when to reorder so you don't run out of stock, and then knowing how much time it takes for these shipments to go through, that is super, super critical, and it's where so many sellers get crushed. I talked to one the other day who lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in Q4 of last year because he wasn't on top of his inventory reordering and how long it was taking ships to get across the ocean, and he missed out on a lot of sales. That's where so many sellers struggle, and that's why we're here to help. Part of what we do full service at Ecom Catalyst is logistics. Handling these things for you, staying on top of your inventory, sell-through rates, recommending when it's time to reorder, and being there to guide you on setting up shipments just like that. So whether it's consulting, full account management, or if you feel pretty good about what you're doing and you just want to do one-on-one paid consulting with us to help with the logistics aspects of it, you don't want to navigate this alone. Click the first link in the video description. It'll take you to ecomcatalyst.com. Book a little quick discovery call. We can talk and see if it's a good fit for us to help you. Also, finally, if you missed that getting started with AGL video, I've referenced it several times in this video. I'd love for you to go back and watch that. It covers all the basics that you have to do to be set up to use Amazon Global Logistics. And it's everything that has to be done before you can even get to this step. It's the bigger picture of getting products into Amazon. Check that out. Also, check out our shipping to Amazon playlist here on the channel. It covers everything that you would need to get this done right. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Share this with your friends, and I'll see you soon.